We will get underway with today's stream. Okay, perfect. Looks like everything's coming through on my end. Let me know, as usual, if there's any audio or, like, frame rate issues out there, on the other end of the broadcast, and I'll do my best to address them accordingly. Okay, so, with that said, we are just going to dive right in. Well, hold on, actually. Give me just a minute. Last time around, I started the broadcast off with maybe a 2-minute, like, little interlude to let anybody who, like, saw the notifications jump on into the audience, and I think we're going to do that today. So, that being said, I'll see you back here in about 2 minutes. If you're watching this VOD, just go ahead and fast forward about 120 seconds, and we will then get underway with pretty much all new content, all new areas today. So, really excited to make some more progress. Alright, we are now all primed to begin today's stream. So yes, to anybody just joining us or like checking this out on YouTube, welcome back to, Sekiro. We are going to continue whence we last left off, having, I want to say, completed the, like, central path in the Mount Congo region. The, really cool, fortress monastery up in the mountains. Oh, hey, Val, what's going on, man? I am so sorry I couldn't make your first stream yesterday, if you got my message. I was just out of town all day, and I really would have liked to have been there live to support and enjoy the stream, but I did check out some of the VOD, and you did a fantastic job, I must say. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody checking this out on YouTube, go check out my man Val over on Twitch at Valencolas. That's Valencolas for some additional fantastic Sekiro gameplay. Stream is just a little bit more professional than mine. Oh, my pleasure, man. You deserve it, really. How far did you end up getting, in your first stream? Dragon Spring Pilgrimage, somewhere around there? Oh, Nugget set up your stream. Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. She's always been really, really handy with technology. Okay, so we defeated the boss here, on our last stream. Oh god. No, can't deal with you yet. We defeated the boss in the monastery. I say the boss. This weird fight that was actually very reminiscent of Demon Souls, which had my favorite boss design in the entire series, so I love that. It was a fight with 4 shinobi monkeys in the Celestial Realm, none of whom directly fought back. Instead, they attempted to evade capture while sending these, like, phantasmal apes at me that really quickly caused terror buildup whenever they struck. So it was a very simple, straightforward fight, but one that, at least mechanically and aesthetically, was really, really pleasant, and different, so I appreciate that. Now, after completing that fight, we found, or we were transported to the temple's inner sanctum, where we're supposedly going to have to go speak with, like, the Divine Child of Resurrection, which I'm going to do in a bit. Well, apparently it's pretty important, so, I'm going to go check around the outskirts of the monastery really quickly, and then we'll proceed onward. Also, Val, you say you got to Lord Juzo and the Chained Ogre. That's actually pretty good progress for just a few hours, man. Made quick progress. I actually got stonewalled on my first stream by the Shinobi Hunter. That was before I discovered the Mikiri counter, which trivialized the entire fight. But, yeah, trying to fight spearmen without, that deflection move is not fun at all. So I'm gonna see if I can't, like, take out at least a couple of these guys stealthily. Now, these guys are a right pain. I would liken them to... oh, what's a good analogy? The really large knights from Dark Souls 3, Ringed City DLC, the ones with voids in place of their heads, in that you can definitely take them, but no matter what you do, they're going to take a fair chunk out of your life due to their resilience more than anything else. Oh, Val says, I'm curious, did you ever get to taking out the one-armed purple-cloaked ninja guy at the 3-tier pagoda in the Dragon Spring Memory? Yeah, I did that toward the start of the last stream, because I was made aware that I had missed a treasure up in that area. And since I had already taken down the longsword Lone Shadow, like the mini-boss at the bottom of the well, I was able to drain his health pretty quickly. Oh, you died? Well, yeah, if it's your first, if you're going there, like, with a fairly low-level, undeveloped, Okami, it's gonna be a really tough fight. I did that with all of the little extra goodies I've unlocked active. And, of course, copious applications of firecrackers. Alright, you can see what makes these guys kind of a pain. These are really mobile ninjas that spend a lot of time in the air. Oof. Yes, they are very, very stupid-looking weapons, actually. If you look, in addition to kind of the impracticality of the general design, it looks like the blades aren't even secured to, like, the shaft all that tightly. Okay, tell you what, I actually think retreat would be preferable here, since I don't technically have to fight these guys. I was able to bring down one of them, and that's enough to, like, restore my pride in myself. Oh, Val, you say your favorite tool so far has been the loaded axe? Yeah, it's really useful in the early game. I've actually seen at least one person who was fighting Lady Butterfly use it in conjunction with, like, quick little sword swipes here and there to just destroy her posture, like, almost instantly. Yeah, no, I've tried the shuriken on the monks. The only issue with them specifically is, unlike a lot of other enemies that take to the air, they never stay there for very long at a time, and they're also extremely mobile in midair. I'm used to enemies, say, jumping up, staying kind of static for a second, and then, like, dive bombing or something like that, but their movement pattern's a little different. There's only, like, 5 of them in the entire area, though, so they're not too bad. Well, no, they're not airborne. Well, yes, no, they're airborne only when they're in motion. Now, you can, like, if you catch them with, the katana, while they're in midair, like, swat them down to the ground, and that's the only way to really deal damage to them. But, they're just tricky, I think, really well-designed mobs. They're like the elite, enemies of this region. So here we have the Divine Heir of Resurrection, whom I've not spoken to, yet. Like the chickens. Yeah, basically like Hell Chicken on crack, kind of. So this divine, child, as you can see, looks extremely similar to the Divine Heir that we've been protecting, Lord Kuro. And it was kind of intimated during the quote-unquote boss fight with the folding screen, monkey shinobi, that there is a whole host of these divine children who look similar and have, like kind of equally significant powers related to the cycle of life and death. Now, if we get the Mortal Blade, and if we can actually use this thing, I should be able to use it to... Oh, that doesn't bode well. Should be able to use it to kill the infested abbots back at the temple proper. Looks like we might just straight up get an upgrade to our primary weapon, which is kind of cool. Oh, it's got that blood tinge. You feel like it'll be a boss fight only weapon, Val? Maybe. Or, like considering how much they've hyped it up throughout this region's little, like, storyline, maybe we won't be able to use it until we, like, clear another story flag later on in the main game. Or maybe we do get it right now. I mean, if we can't die, then it makes sense that... Oh, that's sweet. I am so happy. An Odachi capable of slaying the Undying. Its crimson blade will take the life of any who dares draw it. Without the power of resurrection, one could not hope to wield this weapon, which allows one to defeat even infested beings. Long concealed within Senpo Temple, the blade is inscribed with its true name, Gracious Gift of Tears. I love that. And yes, Val, I did screenshot that, but it looks like... Hold a moment. It might be a shinobi tool or something like that, since it's... Yes, the Mortal Draw. Check this out. With the flash of a sword, the blade slashes through enemies, leaving a reddish-black, noxious mist. The seeping mist extends the range of the blade. A technique using the blade that cannot be drawn is a feat only the Oathbound of the Divine Heir could achieve. Extended range sword attack. Oh yeah, Val, the stream just dropped out for a second because I took the screenshot, and with PS4 share software, apparently anytime a menu or notification from the system itself appears on screen, they temporarily drop the feed. That's a shame. Oh, it's Slave Knight Gale's attack, basically? That's interesting. Uh, so, tell you what, I want to give this a try really quick just to see what we're working with, because this might be better than Ichimonji. I mean, I kind of doubt it, because double Ichimonji is ridiculously useful, but we'll just have a look here. So... Oh, it's Lady Maria's attacks. That's really sweet. What are we thinking? Do we have a new, like, combat art that we're gonna stick with for a little while? Or, despite its amazing, like, aesthetic appeal, would this ultimately be inferior to the Ichimonji? What are we thinking? Did I play through the final DLC of Souls 3? Partially? Partially? I know all about it. I know that they kind of halfway in a really, like partial measure attempted to bring back an analog to the Rat King Covenant, which I was really excited to see, but I never made it quite that far. But no, I've definitely seen the final boss fight, like, online before, and it's really intense. According to a lot of people, Dark Eater Midir, like the secret boss from Dark Souls 3's final DLC, is the most difficult fight in the entire series, but based on what I've seen, I have kind of a hard time believing that. Val says, I bet you're gonna have to stab the dragon in the eye if you're trying to get tears. Probably, considering the way that FromSoft do things, we're going to have to fight it. And that's not going to be pleasant. But, now, this is interesting. The heir here is mentioning that, like, a number of children, like, the reason they all look identical and have similar powers is most of these children are, like, artificial. They've been created to act as conduits, like, kind of weaker conduits for divine power. Hey, this is, the rice that the, old woman by the outcropping wanted. Rice that spilled from the palms of the child of rejuvenation gradually recovers vitality for a time. Even in falsehood, the power of the dragon's blood brings a bountiful harvest. Rice is precious. The flavor grows richer with each bite and is sure to raise one's spirits. That's absolutely true. Rice is one of my favorite foods, and is also the reason why my caloric intake is much, much higher than it should be for someone of my size. Val says, boy do I love genetic augmentation. Yeah, it looks like we've discovered, Ashina's bioweapons program. Hey, do it, man. There is no bad time for rice. Oh, when you got a pressure cooker. Oh, I bet that has, like, a fantastic texture. I found a recipe for, like, a mixed seafood and sausage fried rice that I'm really wanting to try soon with, like, some spicy andouille. So, we've actually got a couple different paths to follow now. Really quickly, I want to talk to the heir just to see if there's anything else he can offer us. Oh no, he can just give us more rice if we need it. Thanks, I guess. We're going to go give this to the old woman who requested it. Really quickly, before I forget. She should be near the Shugendo. While I do wish we could actually wield the Mortal Blade, kind of in perpetuity, maybe if it was just like a mild upgrade over our standard katana, I'd be pleased with that. But this weapon art looks like it's gonna be pretty handy at any rate. Infinite life gems, then, Val? Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. I'm guessing he can only provide us with, one dose every so often, like there might be a time restriction. But, either way, it's going to be useful to have if we need it. And we run, and we run. Also, I found out that if, archers, and it is only archers, happen to fire into, like, patches of crops or tall grass, they will ignite the entire, like, continuous stretch of that material, potentially smoking you out and causing some damage if you're hiding within. Yeah, you're right, Val. I think that the penalty for, like, consuming too much rice would be just, having to, go back to the air of rejuvenation. And there's something down there. But, according to what one other streamer had a chat member tell him, I think we can't get down there yet because we need an ability or something. Right, I found a kite that I can extend. It's that kite right there. I can use that winch to extend it, but from there's not anything I can do with it. Yeah, this is more of a Metroidvania than any other Souls game, by quite a wide margin, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to have to use my new ninjutsu, which we got for killing the monkeys, to, temporarily, like, convert an executed or, like, backstabbed enemy to our cause, and will them to fight for us, basically, and then, have them maybe extend the kite so I can swing over from another vantage point. I think. We're gonna see if this works, but first I want to check if something else works. Hold on, there should be a member of the Taro troop around here somewhere, but maybe not. I'm gonna see if I can't kill the abbot now. And if so, what I get from them. There he is. Now, during our last stream, I also found some lore to suggest that these guys and the little ones, the rats, the Bakemono-looking guys, are actually just mutants, like the result of careful experimentation by the psychopaths at Ashina Castle. Yeah, the basic monks do have a grab, but luckily, as you see, it's not very damaging at all. I'm not doing too well here, largely because, I'm succumbing to one of the greatest mistakes, one can make when playing these games, which is to just kind of try to rush through areas I've already cleared before. I mean, clearly it's doable, but costly. Okay, just come on. There we go. Now, this guy. Oh, so I think I need to hit him only with the Mortal Slash. Like I can't follow it up with an execution. Let's see. Hey! Actually, it looked like I could finish him off without having to use the move or consume the spirit emblems. It just gives me like a different, contextual finisher. That's really nice. So we don't have to worry about the infested anymore. So let's go fly a kite. One thing I do appreciate is that these monks drop quite a bit of money. Heavily implied to be scavenged from unfortunate pilgrims and the more morally redoubtable members of the clergy. Oh, this isn't an in-game area, man. This is actually mid-game. We were supposed to access this area long before the gun fort or the Ashina depths. I just missed the entrance entirely. Oh, you know what I bet as well? I would bet my bottom dollar that our new combat art inflicts scads of damage against the undead. I'm fairly certain I discussed this on stream last time, but as somebody who grew up just loving the aesthetics and action of, like, traditional, like, Hong Kong kung fu movies, I love this place. Oops. Wow, I am not used to getting rolled out on like that by these guys, but alright. The Mikiri counter, Val, is kind of hard to use on these guys specifically because their thrust comes around from the side. I think it's possible to use it, you just need to reposition yourself first. So that one is more or less entirely my fault, but a little trickier with them, just a little trickier. Get good. Oh, I've been trying, but I don't think that's gonna happen on a first playthrough. I might get adequate by the end, but there's no memes in that. So there's the puppet we need. But we need a few more spirit emblems, so time to visit a idol really quick. I mainly wanted to fight all of those monks in the forest again on the way back, by the by, so that I could collect quite a bit more cash that we can use for some essential upgrades, including the occult-proof shield. which will be... Yes, indeed, it sounds really cool. It's the final modification for the shield. The first one was actually really basic. It just allowed you to spend a spirit emblem to deflect while the shield was already deployed. But with an occult-proof shield, not only will I be totally safe from the headless et al. As I attempt to make my way back through some of the other areas that I've had to abandon for the time being due to difficulty spikes, but it will also make me the envy of every 1980s suburban mother with nothing better to do. Oh, the projection prosthetic skill? I don't know, honestly. I don't think the shield can be used in conjunction with many other moves in general. Certain tools like the shuriken and the axe you can use in concert with certain skills you unlock from the prosthetic skill tree pretty much universally. But I think it's a bit more restricted for certain among them, like the shield or the firecrackers. There's also a prosthetic tool you can unlock, like it's an upgrade you have to craft, that allows the wolf to just throw money at enemies, and apparently you inflict damage based upon how much sin you're currently holding. So that's worth it, I guess. Hold on, Val, so you said the projection skill. I don't think I've learned that one, actually. Is it in, like, the standard skill tree? Like the shinobi skill tree? I mean, this is something I may have completely missed. It's in the prosthetic skills tree. That would explain why I missed it. Well, thank you so much for bringing that to my attention, because I would have totally neglected it otherwise. I've just been spending so much time trying to buff the Ashina skill tree, which is ideal for close combat situations, that I've kind of neglected that one in particular. Okay, let's give this a try. No, I'm not... It's not so much I'm not really a prosthetic kind of guy, it's that I am... Yeah, there you go. I'm a firecracker kind of guy. I like the firecrackers. The Sabemaru is kind of situationally useful if I'm up against, like, a really big, burly foe. And shuriken are great for dispatching, like, wild animals. But here we go. Let's see if I can't pull this off. Come on, buddy. You know what to do. That's it. There you go. Now question, will it stay like that long enough for me to work my way back up? I do not know. If not, then it's possible that I need to unlock a specific skill that will allow me to, like, ride the kite. Oh, it should stay until I rest? Nice. I just know that when I tried extending the kite myself, it reset whenever I let go of the winch, and I'm not sure how long puppets that I reanimate will stay in such a state. Oh, there it is. Nice. So we've got to go up to the top of the tree now. Yes, we can! Oh, this is brilliant. Awesome. Woo! More snap seeds. Situationally useful, but alright. Now I've got to figure out a way down there. Huh. Well... maybe there's not a way down there quite yet, but... it's worth a shot. Whew! Just barely saw that in time. Yeah, that was essentially a leap of faith. Like, kind of in stark contrast to, the way in which previous FromSoft games incentivized players to, like, approach new situations. This game kind of requires you to just throw yourselves into the wolves' den pretty frequently if you want any substantive reward. Yeah, that's true. You only lose health if you fall off a ledge due to your own error. If an enemy throws you, however, I believe it's considered an automatic death. Like if you're blown off, say, by cannon fire, or tossed over by an ogre or something like that. So we have a brand new area here. It's a lot like Bloodborne in that fashion, Val? Yeah, kind of. Except even more so, I would say. And now we're headed to the Sunken Valley. Huh. So, before we go any further, there's two other routes I want to check out. One of them lies to the left of the main hall, and the other is directly behind the inner sanctum. So we're going to examine both of these before carrying on to the Sunken Valley, which we can now progress beyond because we were able to find a key to the Hidden Clan's fort, or their, like, little religious center. Which is dedicated to a snake. I'm pretty sure the large white snake that we really, really angered last time we were in the area. So that's going to be fun. What on earth is in here? Nothing good, I can tell you that. Oh, just another monk. I could take you. Oh, that's right, Val. You are pretty close to the first encounter with the snake, right? The one that's effectively... these guys again? Like, what even are you? I do not understand your presence nor your purpose here, good sirs. Oh, I could just get, like, a jumping backstab on them because they stay prone 24/7. That's interesting. So no, Val, the first encounter with the snake, tripped me up just a little because I was, trying to be extremely thorough and gather all the loot on my first time through, and that's maybe not the best way to do that. You might want to... Val says, this is actually pretty astute, guys. Something I'm noticing with this game is that it's basically R1 spam till you get your attack deflected, then deflect their single move. Yes, and a lot of the significant challenge in combat, as ridiculous as it sounds, simply comes from moments where enemies retaliate with different maneuvers after blocking one of your attacks. Now this is, you know, welcoming. Pleasant. Totally safe, I think, right? Maybu balloon. Okay. What are you people? Oh. Who is this? This is, an abbot, I guess. Am I supposed to attack him? Am I... Val says, with the exception of Lord Juzo and many of the other large enemies that don't ever stagger and can poise through your attacks. Yeah, those you have to fight in a more traditional Souls fashion of, like, adopting the bog standard strafe and strike. A battle monk sect, you think, Val? I'm definitely getting an ascetic vibe from them, in the sense that if you take a look at them, they are extremely mutilated. And a lot of this appears to be, like, self-inflicted. So they might be fanatics of some kind. But this guy, are we supposed to attack him? I mean, there's nothing else I can do with him right now. Looks like a monk's key. Well, nothing at all we can do with that guy right now. Yeah, no, the long arms, at least I believe that's what they're called, are wearing what appears to be monk's clothing constructed out of, like, leopard skin or something. So there's where we fought the armored warrior, who I kind of ascertained just from looking at, like, videos online, apparently a lot of people have quite a bit of trouble with. That's kind of interesting. Was a very different fight, but I didn't have too much trouble with it, I don't think. Ooh. This is gonna be good. Yeah, just push him off. It's very straightforward. The only difficulty is getting him in the proper position to be pushed off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a new skill tree, guys. Simpo Esoteric Text. A book of secrets that grants the ability to learn Simpo-style skills. Those of the Simpo Temple mastered martial arts in the pursuit of virtue. They considered strong fists and strict discipline essential against Buddha's enemies. However, Simpo Temple was seized by an obsession for the undying, which corrupted their teachings and style. So this is going to be like an unarmed skill tree, I'm guessing, and... oh, that sounds really exciting. This was definitely worth a bit of closer examination. So, now we have 4 skill trees, 2 of which I've almost filled out, or definitely reaped all of the skills I desire from. One which I have neglected, apparently to my detriment, if what Val is telling me about, like, infusion or projection is true in regards to, like, blessing one's weapon. And at least this one new one that is going to be a wild new frontier for us. Val says that's what I'm betting those crawling enemies are, just corrupt monks that tried to mod themselves, effectively failed experiments. Yeah, it would appear so. I've fought 2 mini-bosses that are essentially large versions of those that reminded me, in terms of combat style, of, like, a really, really undisciplined Voldo from Soul Calibur. And they had names that suggested some kind of religious connotation. Or at least a very esoteric connotation, because one of them, the one that is now my favorite encounter in the game so far, just by virtue of its name, was Long-Arm Centipede Giraffe. And it appears out of nowhere, with no context, just Long-Arm Centipede Giraffe. That's what you're dealing with today. Enjoy. No, Val's right. This is some pretty spooky stuff, and I love that about FromSoft games, how they always incorporate, like, horror elements into their design. Quite effectively at that. Now I can actually clear these guys out. Wonder if there's a reward for doing so. So that's the meme. Yeah, no, that is my attempt to create a, like, terribly forced meme for these streams. Long-arm centipede giraffe just amused me in a way that few things in video games unintentionally have in a long time. It's actually, the boss of the gun fort, technically. So, Val, I don't think you were present, in the stream for that one. But it was, after we had fought through all of the women with bundles of muskets and, gunpowder-based attacks and defense systems, I was expecting something like a cannoneer as, the area's boss, but no, it was that thing, out of nowhere, with no explanation or context, guarding a dead end. Good to be amused by random stuff, absolutely. The internet has built a cottage industry on that alone that has been doing gangbusters. So there should be, yeah, this is the last one. Well, we didn't get anything special, but we did get quite a lot of gold and restorative items for our trouble, which is honestly about the best thing we could get right now, or the best things, I should say. Oh, Val, that's actually a really good suggestion, man. He said, I wonder what will happen if you talk to the Undying Swordsman back at, basically, the dilapidated temple, now that you have the Mortal Blade. That's right, because he wanted to die. He wanted to find peace, so maybe we can help him in that regard? But now that we've cleared out the temple, we're going to check out whatever's behind the, inner sanctum. Then we'll go talk to him. Absolutely, that's a really good idea. This is why having a really involved audience for your streams is a great thing, because then you don't have to potentially miss a lot of content due to being so involved in maintaining a monologue that you can't really think these things through as thoroughly as you would otherwise, and B, have to think about what you're going to do at all, because you'll get just like a bevy of great suggestions. That's the way I like to do it. I think at work. I don't like to think when I'm off. Hold on just a minute, guys. Be right back. The alarm's going off. Gonna go disable that. Okay, we're good. So this is just another hall filled with the infested. Oh, I did not know they had a grab attack. I know, Val, I am sorry I could not make it to your stream, man, really. I thought about catching some of it from, like the little restaurant I stopped at on the way back home, but it was absolutely packed, so I couldn't really. Caught some of the VOD, as I said, though, and you were looking fantastic. Great first outing. Oh, oops. No. So I'm pretty sure these things, if I bothered with it, would actually be weak to fire, seeing as how they do technically have red eyes. So maybe I'll try that out. I did upgrade the flame vent too, and I've not tried it out yet, so might be as good a place as any to do so. Oh wait, no, this is just a back way into the main hall. Okay. Well, still, let's take a look at our new toy. Ho! Wow. It is. It's actually, Val says that's a fantastic dodging technique. It would be so useful for, like, crowd control against hordes of fairly weak enemies. Like, just blast them with that, because the flavor text also indicated that doing so would, send weaker enemies flying, like knock them off their feet, and it would blast me backwards. So perfect if I need to make, like, time to heal. Let's see if I can go back to the Halls of Illusion. Who knows, maybe there's something here. I mean, FromSoft never leaves an option like this open if there's no purpose to it. Oh. They don't have anything to offer us. Okay, maybe additional treasure here? Val says the Flame Vent can jet me away from their, like, large enemies, long-ranging attacks as well. Yeah, that would be really useful, especially for me, seeing as how I have a chronic issue with dodging, like, sweep attacks. So maybe just being able to bug out of there would be, bit more of a viable approach. So it looks like there's actually nothing here. We can just, return to the boss arena if we wish. I guess, like, if you had missed Kotaro, the Taro monk's, gift, he gives you, like, a unique persimmon that can be used to greatly enhance posture recovery for a short time. I guess you could just come back and obtain that if you wished. Val says, I mean, if you condition yourself to think on the fly and be able to use the flame vent, that's the hardest part. Yeah, it really is, especially for me, because my instinctual response to combat, not just in this game, but pretty much any game, is just relentless, unyielding attack, meaning I tend to, when actually engaged in combat, not like being able to sneak around and pick off adversaries clandestinely, will just throw myself into the meat grinder without a second thought, which is not good. Real quick, let's check out those skills. Look at that, Val. We can, in fact, use the umbrella with the projected force ability. Well, I've just gotta go ahead and get this then. I mean, Fang and Blade, don't really care, but this is going to save us a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Oh wait, no, it looks like there's a specific application here. This is what we want. Living Force. Allows one to perform a follow-up attack with certain tools that imbues the sword with the tool's effect. Well, no, not this either, actually. It looks like here I can just, like, block projectiles, like, say, all of the crazy gunfire we're gonna be under in the Hidden Valley, and then, like, send the concussive force back out in front of me in the form of a shockwave. But let's take a look at the Senpo arts really quick. Like, it looks like from a blocking stance, or no, this is a combat art. I can, like, just, use that guard-breaking palm strike that the unarmed monks, used. What I'm really interested in is seeing what latent effects, this skill tree has to offer, because so far, at least for me, like, these latent effects have been insanely helpful, because they're just, like, overall long-term character upgrades. Val says, I know how it is to play Souls-likes and get stuck in your own thing. That's kind of how I felt with weapon arts. Yeah, throughout my entire time playing Dark Souls 3, I never got really involved with weapon arts. Just because I felt like, with the exception of maybe the war cry that temporarily gives you like an attack boost if you're using like a big axe or something, they were all too situational. I never found myself in a position, say, with my preferred weapons, which would be katanas and curved swords, that I would be using their effects all that frequently. Val, you only use them to break swords with a straight sword. Yeah, that's really useful in the early game, especially. But I also found that, like, as you move on through the game, weapon arts become increasingly irrelevant, no matter how little you may have relied on them at first. But that was just my experience. Once I hit mid-game in Dark Souls 3, I adopted a katana and bleed strategy for any, like, really tough enemies, and it worked pretty well. I was able to use, I want to say, a buffed washing pole that had some Carthus Rouge applied on its edge to kill the Boreal Dancer after I'd been having trouble with her, quite a bit of trouble with her, and switched to, like, a blood build or a bleed build at my friend's suggestion. And I was able to kill her in something like 40 seconds. Oh, the Black Blade. Yeah, the Black Blade is one of the best overall weapons to use in Dark Souls 3. It used to be even better before it was nerfed in a patch, simply because its requirements aren't that, like, demanding, and it has insanely good stats and speed of, like, attack execution for what it is. So this looks like a pathway to the Sunken Valley. Oh. Jesus. In other words, how we're supposed to have approached the valley. So clearly just diving straight on ahead is not what we're supposed to do. So maybe jump a bit closer. Yeah. Oh, that's odd. That's odd. So it looks like even though there are people down there, I can't, don't know if I'm meant to be here. Well, Val, I'm quite certain the answer is going to be one of those yes buts, as in either yes, but I don't have the skill required to descend safely, or yes, but this is just meant to give you, like, a preview of an area you should be accessing soon at any rate. So, that said, I'm going to really quickly return to our idol, and we're going to go talk to the Divine Heir and let him know we've got the Mortal Blade, we might get some kind of reward. Then we're going to proceed through the shrine at the bottom of the valley. Try the umbrella. I wish you could use it for, like, gliding. Honestly, that would be amazing if you had, like, a glide ability in this game. Though, with, like, all of the verticality and platforming required to thoroughly investigate a lot of these areas, it might kind of render a lot of the quote-unquote challenge totally obsolete, but who knows, I still think it'd be cool. Oh, and Val said the scaling means nothing, the Black Blade just has got incredible stats in general. Yeah, it does. The entire Dark Wraith kind of repertoire has pretty amazing stats for what they are. Like the armor set, the Dark Hand, the Black Blade. All pretty incredible. In all of their appearances, too. Dark Souls 1, 3, and I want to say at least the Black Blade, but I think the armor as well were in Dark Souls 2 as well. And they were pretty fantastic there. We do have a gourd seed to turn in, I think. Yeah. let's give the good doctor watching after our child ward some booze that was brewed by monkeys in a hollowed out rotting tree stump. That's a good idea. Oh wait, no. Okay. No, Val was talking about what was originally called the Berserker Katana. The Black Blade Katana, right. I was thinking of the Dark Sword. I think I had the Black Blade in both games, I just never really used it. I was always preferential to the Washing Pole or Dark Drift for katanas. Dark Drift was a really interesting weapon, the kind you would only find in Dark Souls 2. If you want people to talk to you in this universe, you have to get them drunk first, apparently. God almighty, they will talk. I find this hard to believe that this conversation is taking place in the same universe we were just in, with, like, the rotting, like, desiccated abbots, like, filled with giant murderous centipedes, and, like, horrible genetic experiments and mutants running wild on a country ravaged by war. We have this totally out-of-place conversation about how monkeys are nice sometimes. Huh. Oh, Yuria actually uses Dark Drift in Dark Souls 3? I did not know that at all. I never fought her, nor did I summon her, as herself. I summoned her, I want to say, as the White Shade, or the White Phantom of Londor, but I never engaged with her directly. I always went for the Hollow Lord of Londor ending, so fortunately that I never had to, like, butt heads with her or the Pilgrim. So I have a feeling that most of the game's second act, in addition to finding the different materials requisite to, like, undo the binding strings of immortality, will have us tracking down, like, the resting places of these different divine children. Right, Val. I know that Yuria acts as, like, a pretty decent merchant and ally, but I never killed her, as she was basically my patron throughout the entire campaign. Oddly enough, this apparently seems to be kind of an uncommon interpretation among, like, players of Dark Souls 3. I always found Londor to be the most ethical choice for, like, prospective rulers of the world. They're the only, like, faction in the entire series, I want to say, aside from maybe Dranglaic in Dark Souls 2, under Vendrick specifically, that attempted to negotiate something of a middle way between darkness and light. and attempt to rule humanity, or in this case, the vestiges thereof, for humanity's sake, rather than for some great spiritual cause or another. Yeah, no. The hallowed wedding is kind of questionable, but the way I always interpreted that is that you are effectively granting a infinitely sustainable, slightly higher state of undeath to someone who was already decaying. At least that... Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of the implication. Like, these people are all undead, they're wasting away, but the Sable Church of Londor has found a way to, if not even perfectly preserve them, then at least alleviate their suffering in the long term until they can gather enough soul energy to either undo the curse of undeath or ameliorate the pain it causes entirely. Whoa. No. Yeah, no, that new weapon art is kind of overpowered. I don't think we'll be using Ichimonji for some time, just because this is kind of amazing. So it looks like we need to go harvest, like, the eyes from, like, a special frenzied treasure carp, so maybe a mini-boss or something a bit later on? Well, I always got the sense in Dark Souls 3, Val, that, while Londor was the best choice, it wasn't necessarily, I should say, a good choice, because, in the Dark Souls series 3 in particular, there are no, like, totally sane, benevolent parties. There are only ones that are better than others. Like, I think in Dark Souls 1, there was also, like, quite a similar mechanic, where the forces of light were arguably much worse than the forces of dark in terms of intention. Yeah, lesser of, like, 7 evils. Exactly. See, another thing I love about Dark Souls 2 is it gave us legitimate good guys, like benevolent actors, in the most unexpected forms, like, for instance, the Rat King. A genuinely benevolent, increasingly reconciliatory leader who is willing to forgive great atrocities committed against his people, and is totally removed from, like, the politics of controlling the, like, life energy of the world entirely. Rat King is the leader we all need. Okay, so next up is a Gunfort. Here we go. Yeah, now, you bring up the Belfry, or the Bellkeeper's Covenant from Dark Souls 2. There was something very, very wrong with their entire ethos or mission. It's implied that the sovereigns they served were originally the old Iron King and Mytha, the Baneful Queen, neither of whom were exactly fantastic people, so that might explain kind of what goes on in the Belfries. Now we should have the key to this door. There we go. That's the way. And look where we are! I threw myself off a cliff 3 times for nothing. Alright. We are now in the Sunken Valley Passage, which undoubtedly is going to bring us closer and closer to the big snake that supposedly lives down here. You know, just once more for good measure. Oh! Oh! Oh, this was supposed to be funny. This is not funny anymore. Oh, God. Oh, no. No, 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 no. The things that happen on a live stream, huh? Oh, this is one for the highlight reel. No. No. So what do you say we try that again? Yeah, we can try that again. There's got to be a better way. I'm sure the snake is just gonna show up and, like, shatter the bridge. But there might be some loot around there. And I am okay with putting myself through this again for minor monetary rewards. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Okay. I do appreciate that impact with the water from a certain height actually harms you. And I really appreciate that the snake doesn't appear to respawn. So good job there. Treasure carp scale, alright. Just need like a dozen more of those. I did what I meant to do before I was supposed to, Val. That's kind of my MO in games like this. I mean, technically, we made it to this area long before we were supposed to, and like the Ashina Depths, the Hidden Forest, that's like toward the end of the mid-game, supposedly. Oh no you don't. Oh no you don't. Oh, and thank you for clipping that, Val. That's actually probably going to be my favorite clip from this playthrough. Oh, and this is so cool. You can, like, actually hear the snake rattling around all throughout the area. Oh, this is nice. So, I mean, I'm thinking, right, like, the snake has to be, like, the area boss of the Sunken Valley, right? It can't be anything else. This is very high-end, like, upgrade material. Like, I think the best or second best ore you can find in the game, so always good to have more of that. Rattling around, yes, I do mean slithering. I've got to get much better at this whole commentary thing. Oh. I hear... Oh! Yeah, that's what I heard. Saru no Samurai. Because, sure, why not? I do appreciate that the monkeys are now, like, regular enemies at this stage of the game. I kind of adore them. Ho! Are the monkeys shooting at me? What am I saying? Of course they are. They have guns, some of them. The inhabitants of this valley taught you well, monkeys. Oh, and they can actually navigate about as nimbly as I can. That's cool. Even though they're not that tough, it is nice to have enemies that are kind of on equal footing with you in regards to agility and maneuverability. Ooh! So if they actually connect with their swords, they could deal quite a bit of damage because they attack many, many times in quick succession. But I found out that firecrackers immediately stuns them. So Val just had the best idea I've seen regarding, like, interpretation of FromSoft lore. We could just say that this is all the result of Ashina genetic modification and throw all the other lore in the trash. In fact, from now on, that's exactly what I'm going to do, whether or not it has a sound basis in the lore. Because, let's be fair, if you just, like, bet at random, the actual, like, in-universe explanation for about 50% of the, like, strange phenomena in this game is Ashina genetic modification, all to win a war that it's kind of implied they were already winning anyway? Just not as quickly or at low enough cost for, Genichiro? Oh, and Val, you did miss in the last stream, we met, the family, or the clan leader, Ishin Ashina, who was actually the Tengu masked man, who, named us Sekiro and gave us a mission to exterminate the rats. And, ouch. He is, actually a remarkably level-headed, benevolent individual who... Oh, no. Oh, I think we are, like, in the middle of some kind of union meeting or another. Well, spoiler alert, but... would anybody watch, like, on YouTube, watch... Oh, for you, I'm sorry. Oh. Oh no, I know what we're gonna do for the monkeys. Yeah. Sorry, I'll try not to spoil main plot stuff, but it's very difficult in games like this especially to differentiate, like, kind of central plot details from just random things you find out. But no, I know exactly what to do here. Yes! Look at that frame rate! Oh, I feel fulfilled. I don't need you. I think I just broke the game. And I got some more, like, fermented monkey, like, prison wine for my trouble. Okay, that was pretty great. Oh, they'll learn to respect the wolf now. So, looks like our ultimate goal is down that way, kind of. But, Jesus, just look at this. I mean, we were getting upgrade material, that's something. So I see an idol. Do we maybe want to jump for it? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Mibu Balloon of Soul. Excellent. So I'm thinking boss or something. Oh, I know what this is, guys. So, as I've said on stream several times, I'm going out of my way to avoid spoilers, but there was one boss in particular that, kind of kept, cropping up, like, in any type of, like, video mentioning Sekiro over and over again. It's one of the hardest in the entire game, and it's this thing, the Guardian Ape. Oh, thanks for the clip, Val. These are great. I actually really enjoy having all of these clips to, like, go back and reference. That way, if, like, I ever need to show anybody, hey, I stream, this is what I do, I can just whip one of those out. And... how did you get here? Whatever. Oh, here we go again. And for like the past week, the clip I've been using to promote myself is that great clip Val took of me getting blown off of the watchtower by the cannoneer inside. Oh, right, thank you, Val. She got here due to Ashina genetic modification. Exactly. She's basically like Nightcrawler. Oh, this again. So we need to go get her some more rice. Which we will do later. Oh, the Bodhisattva Valley. How beautiful. I want to see real quick if I can work my way back up. That way I can hopefully explore, like, the other end of the valley, but if not, we can just... Almost had it. Hey, there we go. Now we can actually explore this valley. Obviously, that is poisonous, because, you know, the Dark Souls folks made this, so of course there's a poison area. Val says we are bribing this poor genetically modified old woman with rice. Yeah, this is a pretty terrible world when, like, just plain, totally uncooked rice is, like, sufficient motivation to reveal, like, pretty valuable secret information regarding, like, certain areas or, like, unlockables. Like, in the Spyro trilogy, you have to bribe a bear with, like, advanced, or no, like, really precious gemstones for, like, minor rewards. Here, no. We will help you break the universe for a handful of rice. Oh, God! It's an elite! I kinda love this little guy. He's got some stamina, too. Val says at least jumping works to stop the poison buildup. Yeah, I'm really thankful for that. Could not do that in Dark Souls, and it made navigating poisoned areas in that series a real pain. And another member of the Memorial Mob, hopefully with something good to offer us. The Toxic Memorial Mob. Oh, check this out. This is a gourd we can buy that will cure or alleviate the poison status effect. And it, like, resets with 5 charges every time we rest. No, Val, he's not dragon rotted. I don't think. I think I've cured all the dragon rot in the world at present. And I found out, right, you actually increase the likelihood that dragon rot will spread every time, I think it is, you die, regardless of whether or not you revive. Revival, I believe, has nothing to do with the actual, like, calculation regarding the likelihood of dragon rot spreading to an NPC. But instead, it has to do with every time you die, and I believe you can lower the likelihood of dragon rot spreading to NPCs by either resting or discovering new sculptor's idols, things like that. Like it's pretty easy to reduce buildup of, like, that probability. So it doesn't cure, it just stops buildup. Yes. And it temporarily increases poison resistance. So I would say it's worth it, just in case we have to fight the Guardian Ape, the big, like white monkey down in the Bodhisattva Valley, in, like, toxic or poisonous terrain. I don't think it is poisonous, but just in case. Oh. Well, now you know I've got to do it. Oh. Oh, this sounds cool. We finally going to have the chance to kill Orochi here? That'd be really nice. Very clever, Val. He says, if you stagnate in the game, so too does the dragon's blood. Yeah, basically, you've got to keep making progress, in order to ameliorate the buildup of dragon rot. So typically I'm not all that fond of fighting elite enemies, but if I had to fight my way through a few more, like, elite, like, dual-wielding monkey ninjas, I'd be down for that. So let's go ahead and pop our gourd. We just get one charge of it for now, I think, which is fine. Oh yeah, it pretty significantly slows build-up. I can appreciate that. Oh, I love these guys. Oh, look at that! I damaged him through his guard. So that technique, extremely useful. Whoa! I think the musketeer, like, slammed the ground with its rifle and caused it to, like, backfire? It's interesting. Nice. So what do we have here? Just some more ore. Not very much for this point in the game either. It's kind of a shame. Coin purse, there we go. Oh, Val says the monkey tied his powder bag onto the rifle and then just swung it down into the ground. Okay. That's actually kind of ingenious, if I'm being honest. Kudos to hashtag monkey ingenuity. Okay, so we've got something over there. So I think what I'm gonna do is go check out the Serpent God Shrine real quick, and then try to fight the Guardian Ape. And if what, like, I've been told is true, the Guardian Ape is one of, if not the toughest, like, boss fights in the entire game. Val says, he's like, man, this is going south real quick. Our elite just died. Time to effing blow myself up. Actually, that's a really common technique for, like, special variants of typically pretty weak mobs in, like, FromSoft games, is just to blow themselves up. I mean, we've seen Nightjars do it in this game. Different types of hollows, especially like St. Aldrich's fanatics, would do it frequently in Dark Souls 3. There was an entire class of enemy, the I think they were called just the hollow heads, or like the rattling hollows or something in Dark Souls 2, that was based entirely around suicide explosions. Oh god, those guys were a pain. Yeah, the tacklers from Souls 2, yes, especially the variant that would detonate themselves in clouds of acid. Those were the worst. Yeah, I think those were the ones in the Dragon area. Which, I mean, not to just get off topic, and instead talk about Dark Souls 2 through the entire stream, as I kind of have been doing. It's just a game I love so much, you guys. But the Dragon Eyrie may actually be the most beautiful environment that FromSoft has ever created, I think. Just the color palette, the general aesthetic design of both the mountain range and the dragon shrine, it's incredibly, like kind of movingly gorgeous, especially in a game that relied on pretty bleak aesthetics for much of its runtime. There we go. Time to talk about a clearly superior game, Val says. You know, I think I actually... This may be kind of heretical, but I have been enjoying my time in Sekiro more than I did with any of the Souls games, even though I absolutely adore that series. I think from gameplay to like enemy and environment design, overall I'm liking this just a bit more. It's just a phenomenally well-designed game, and I would love to see FromSoft make more games kind of in this vein in future. I like having a more active combat system based around deflection and, ouch, telegraphing, enemies telegraphing attacks and things like that, rather than just a more passive system of retreat, or strafe and strike. Now, how on earth did I get down here in the first place? Oh well. Forgive the idiocy, y'all. We will find our way back down to the memorial mob very, very quickly. Val says, I can understand where you're coming from. It's a very Bloodborne Souls game. It's Bloodborne if it were inspired, like, by Dark Souls. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of, I've heard maybe some kind of rumors. They've been floating around for a while now that FromSoft may or may not be working on, like, a sequel to Bloodborne or another game set in a very similar universe. I would be down for that. Bloodborne 2, yeah, people have been hypothesizing that it's in development. Ow. I've just got to get that branch, guys. I've got to get that branch. Hypothesizing that it's been in development for some time, but I don't think we've seen any, like, concrete proof yet. I had it. Now with more Cthulhu. I wish. I loved it when things just flew off the handle and we... Well, I just lost a bunch of money by being stupid. That's, it's nothing new. So, I really, liked it when Bloodborne pulled the genre shift on players halfway through. That was totally unexpected. Although I knew something was up as soon as I saw the Celestial Emissaries in the woods, and I was never so thrilled to see a new enemy in a Souls game. I thought, oh my god, we're finally getting Dark Souls with aliens. There it is. There it is. Just had to take some of my money first, and now I can pull it off. Brilliant. Right next to a sculptor's idol. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they can get poisoned as well. Yeah, there you go. Doesn't like the fire. Okay, now those guys I actually will very honestly a tribute to Ashina genetic modification. They have to have done something to these apes. Val says, Bloodborne was like vampires and werewolves, but actually Cthulhu and aliens. Oh, yes, that's what I love about it. I would love a sequel where, like, formless Erden takes a bit more prominence in the narrative. Okay, so, Orochi. Poison lizards. We're used to them by now. Oh my god, there it is. Whoa. Ghost Spearman? Ghost Spearman. Oh no, like rock spirits. It's kind of interesting. Val says, reminds me of Souls 2. Yeah, no, there were enemies like this in Dark Souls 2. They were like ghosts in the undead crypt that would come out of the walls and attack with swords, but they were much weaker than that guy, I want to say. Going to just give myself some resistance and then pop an antidote real quick. Yeah, the Undead Crypt in Dark Souls 2. I actually really liked that level. Had a fantastic set of enemies, a really interesting mechanic in the form of the Lady and Pyromancer shades, and one of the cooler bosses in Dark Souls 2's mid-game. So this is less shrine and more like just big empty cave that somebody decided to throw Orochi in, or it just naturally made its home in. Oh, they've got a grab attack. Of course they do. Okay, that's actually kind of great. Don't! Okay, so clearly fighting these things directly is just going to be a waste of time. You know, this is clearly the snake's den, but they mentioned there was like, oh, some kind of a like shrine built to the snake god, but oh. You know, that is like maybe the third time this game has pulled that on me. Like, let me exposit about the world and lore and say something that might be kind of trenchant, and then here is your counterexample. Huh. Okay, so we're just gonna go get that treasure, and we will worry about him later. Yeah. I would say at this point, like, ugh, these guys might just not be worth the trouble. Unless... there we go. Come on. Oh, actually waited me out. That's kind of cool. Thanks for the clip, Val. That's going to be another one for the archives. I've really been enjoying Sekiro simply because of how often it's made me look totally foolish. Makes for pretty funny content, I must say. What's this? So just some upgrade materials. On the whole, worth it, I'd say, but... This is not gonna be fun. Come on. So I'm gonna have to fight that thing now, aren't I? I think I hear a monkey somewhere in here. Yeah. Oh, scared monkey. Formerly scared monkey. Oh! Wow! So, think I know what we might have to do there. Maybe I'm supposed to possess that monkey with, like, the puppeteer jutsu and have it distract the snake long enough for me to like, worm my way into the shrine. We'll go with that. I'll just keep throwing myself to the bottom of this pit until we manage to get it. I'm sure there's a better way to navigate to the bottom of this ravine, probably just from the other side, but, I'm stubborn, so here we go again. I realize now we're coming up on, like, a half hour that has consisted almost entirely of nothing but me throwing myself off of cliffs. So, you know, it's a pretty typical Twitch stream. Ha. There we are. Now, I assure you, there is some great loot in that shrine, if we could just get ourselves over there. And Val, you actually bring up a good point. He says, like, the baboon is something I would have coded to alert the snake. So, I'll be cautious. Yeah, no, I noticed that the one just clipped me as I grappled right past. So ultimately, I got where I wanted to go, but, not quite fast enough. Alright, buddy, you are going to be my little helper. See, there he goes! Yes! Problem solving! Oh, Val Nugget was complaining about your gameplay being slow? She saw a couple of my streams, right? I mean, I move at a pace that could be charitably described as glacial. I mean, I'm thorough, but still. Hey, check it out. A dried persimmon-like heart of a great serpent. The great serpent is a god of the land, and the heart is believed to be where one's spirit resides. While it looks much like a persimmon, in fact this is the red viscera of a god. Apparently, denizens of the Sunken Valley worship the organs, believing they represent the deity itself. There wasn't any fighting until the very end, apparently. Well, dude, in your stream you were being not only very thorough, but quite stealthy. So you were doing things properly, I believe. So this is going to have a purpose at some point. Move. Move. Oh. Or we could just leave, letting this horrible thing be. Fine. Val says, I was following the meticulous approach, which was apparently met with reproach. I know I probably couldn't damage the snake, but I just wanted to see if I could, like, maybe trigger a really difficult super boss battle like the Ancient Dragon in, of course, Dark Souls 2. That'd be really cool, actually, but... And look where we end up. Wasn't that rewarding? This is actually a different area, I think. No, it's not. Always back to a superior game, man. Every time. So, now it's time to tackle the Bodhisattva Valley boss, I think. No, it actually makes sense that the snake was living, like, right on top of the giant underground lake of venom. But I was expecting, like, the shrine to be, like, kind of a self-contained side area. Like, not, directly, linked to a main area like that we're going to have to tackle next, right after this. Okay, so what are we thinking? This is going to be like just an in-your-face grappler? Maybe like not very mobile on the whole, but like just a slugger? Or based on these grapple points, am I going to be given quite the runaround? Val says, I wonder what that heart is. Could I give it to the old lady? Well, she was talking about, like, the fruit of a snake, but she also wants rice, so we'll see. Okay, good. You're right, Val. We actually can give this to her. Brilliant. Thank you for pointing that out. Maybe we have to give her rice first. Okay, let's just see what we can do. I've got my firecrackers, I've got my fire, I've got the complete, like, anti-simian battle pack. Oh, God. Ugh. What are you? Oh, you don't like firecrackers. Oh, it just, like, crapped on me. That's new? I'll be honest with you guys, I've got no idea what's going on here. Whoa! This fight isn't even difficult so much as it is just aggressively gross. Oh, no, 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 no! Time to run. I can heal, but it can't, and it's taken quite the damage to its health bar, so we might be okay. We might just be able to lame this out. Whoa! Man, chill! I actually really like this fight. This is curious. Really different. Oh, I thought I pressed the R2 button there. Nope, nope, nope. We'll have to revive, but that's okay. Does it have a spike through its throat? Val, it looks like it's been impaled with something. Like, not necessarily a spike, but like a long sword or something. Like, yeah, still in the sheath. That's like a Nodachi or something. And yeah, no, it is not recommended you watch this, this fight while eating. Oh, speaking of... Oh, so it knows it's losing now and it's just trying to spite me. That's what's going on. Unsportsmanlike conduct, sir. Very, very rude. Looks like it's actually getting more aggressive as it gets closer to death. Which, I mean, makes sense. Please tell me this is done. Oh, yeah! Man, look at that! Oh. Shinobi. Yeah, that was a Shinobi somehow. Ashina genetic modification. Oh, that was brilliant, you guys. Well, that was the area boss, I suppose. No. Oh, come on. Are you serious right now? I should have known when I didn't get a battle memory from it. So I don't know if this fight's gotten much stupider or much better. Or both. Okay, I still kind of love this guy. I can't stay mad at you, Guardian Ape. Whoa! Now it's fighting like the Headless, exactly like the Headless. This was its moveset. Really? Val says it's turned into Queen Mytha. If only. Okay, yeah, this one's gonna take a couple tries. So yeah, no, it puts its head back onto Scream. No, there's the tell for, terror prevention, but I think kind of what I've got to do is just really get his first phase down, so I don't burn through all my healing items. Because the second phase is much harder to actually hit because it becomes so live and evasive. But it has a much more restricted moveset. At least that's what I'm seeing. I'm also going to try to conserve my spirit emblems to maybe just burn it in its second phase. Nope. So it doesn't have quite as much health as you would expect something this large to, which is a good thing, and all. Ow. No, 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 no! And it follows up. Wow. No! Seriously? I hate you, Guardian Ape. Good God, you have a lot of health. Well, in the grand scheme of things, at any rate. Oh, and firecrackers, of course, will no longer work on him because he has no head, or indeed sensory organs that I may stun. So, maybe, if we can get the Mortal Blade in for a couple good licks, we might be able to make a slightly easier time of this. Oh, yes! Oh, Lord, yes. So that'll help, at least, right? It's got a sweep attack. Okay. Alright, Val, we'll see you in a minute. Maybe we can get this. Okay. Oh, I can actually grapple to it using the sword. Didn't notice that. Oh, of course. Of course. I'm just, taking that one as a mulligan. There's no way we could have turned that around. It seems like the Guardian Ape in its first form has a way more diverse moveset, like way more diverse. And maybe the only way I can reliably wear it down is to, like, stun it with firecrackers, since, I mean, it's not like I'm going to need just a ton of emblems for the second phase. Yeah, see, there we go. Oh, no worries, Val. We've just been trying to learn the Guardian Ape's moveset, and I think I've got the general, like, gist of the second phase down. Now we've all got it. This is all dependent on me getting a really good first phase run in. Ah, of course. Well, we've got all our healing items, so why not? Whew. Oh, really? Come on. So that's kind of the problem I've been having with this guy. Hey, Spanners, good to see you, man. You've kind of caught us at a bit of a significant point in the stream today, so glad to see you. Don't worry about not being able to stay for long. Yeah, no, you came back to the Guardian Ape. Apparently it's gained notoriety as one of the more difficult bosses in the game, and just like Lady Butterfly, it has a surprise second phase, which makes it a nightmare to fight. Yeah, Val's got it. Totally right. We've hit a bit of a standstill, which is okay because I think a whole lot of people have issues with this guy. I think he might be another god of the land, like the big, snake we've had to deal with over the past few streams. No, oh, every time. Every time. That grab is easily the worst thing in its entire arsenal from either phase. No, no! Ouch. Alright, phase 2. So in phase 2, I've noticed it has almost the exact same moveset as did the Headless. And I do mean exact same. Actually, tell you what, hold up. Instead of the pellets now, I'm going to, keep the Divine Grass on tap. That will restore health and cure all status ailments. We only get one charge of it, but it just may mean the difference here. And wait for it. Here we go. It loves slithering along the ground and, like, delivering these very off-kilter stabs. Usually in a 4-hit combo. Not what I was intending to do. Not... Jesus. That's right, 420, like the internet's favorite holiday, was 3 days ago. You'll forgive me for not being as talkative as usual right now. I'm trying to, like, kind of stay in the zone, as it were. Ah! That grab is extremely difficult to dodge consistently. It's just got a really hefty range on it. Like the Cuphead Dragon Spanners? Yeah, exactly. That thing was easily the most irritating boss in that entire game, and This seems like a decent analog. Yeah. Hey, good idea, Val. We actually can jump the grab. It counts as a sweep attack, technically, I think. Okay. Yeah, no, Cuphead's a very difficult game. I don't own it, but I have played it. It's a lot of fun once you get used to it, and I adore the Fleischer cartoon style artwork. Hold on, taking a drink real quick, because I know what's coming. That is such a cool attack. That was really risky, but I think it was worth it. No. Actually, you know what we are gonna do? Because I do not want to have to deal with this again. We are going to buff our terror resistance temporarily. We've got plenty of pacifying agents, so that should be just fine. 3, 4. It's moving as though detached its head also removed all of its bones. Now that we've got healing items, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched, but this phase isn't nearly as scary with some decent healing. Oh, if you noticed, the head actually inhales before it's reattached. Oh god, that's so cool. No! No! Come on! I've never seen that attack before. That was like, what, a 7-hit combo? Hey. We had it that time, guys. We had it. I love that it just batted the tree trunk away there. Really just uncalled for. No, 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 no. I would imagine that's an instant kill move if it lands. Just go ahead and use one of these grasses. I've got like 7 or 8 of them, so... We will get this today, y'all. Whoa! That's brand new, I think. Ah! Not good. Not good. That's weird. It kept pulling me to him as he was moving. Where's my Artorias sword? Oh, that would be so handy right now. Oh, make the Storm Ruler? Oh my god. The Storm Ruler would be so handy for this, you guys. Okay. Come on, big guy. Show me what you got. Oh, I thought I was gonna run right around that. I've done it before. Done it before. There it is. That's the kind of evasion we need to pull off for that combo. Oh. I like that I was able to pull that off, so if nothing else this run, I finally, like, manned up and dove over the little diving stab. Hey! There, yep, the combo. So, okay. Tell me what you guys think. Having watched several runs-throughs of this by now, I'm definitely getting its moveset or its pattern, at least in the second phase. The first is still quite unpredictable. Down. The problem is, anytime that combo lands, I'm dead. Like, there's no evasion, there's no blocking, just dead. But good news, I now know that I can pretty reliably jump over that, like, diving stab it does in the second phase, and that will just, like, totally, leave it wide open for one or two safe attacks. I think the first phase, actually, if I was to be totally honest with myself, is much harder than the second. Most of its attacks seem to be low to the ground, Val says. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I mean, in the first phase, it has a few, like, diagonal downward cleaves with its arm. Oh, that one just hit me straight on. But, it does seem to favor, like, just kind of swiping and clawing at me. Oh! Ouch! I don't know what's going on there. Whew. Ouch. Okay, phase 2. I think going into this, with my resurrection intact might be helpful, seeing as how I've not been running out of, healing items as much as he's just been wasting me before I can heal. Okay, guys, we are gonna try this again. That was the combo right there. Man, he recovers fast. Oh, it hit me through its own body somehow. Actually, I wouldn't put anything past this guy at this point. Not doing too much that I can punish so far. Here we go. And right back out. Oh, here we go. Yeah. And it always seems to follow up moves that leave it exposed if I manage to get in with the scream, which is good, because that gives me time to get away. It's when it follows up with the combo, registered trademark, that I get really anxious. There's the combo. The patented Ashina genetically modified combo. Oh, good one, Val. I mean, this thing had to either be a natural god of the land like the snake, or be human at some point, right? Maybe the Ashina, like, sealed it here by driving that sword through its head, and that would explain why it's so hostile, and all of its, like, children are equally misanthropic. Ouch. Oh. The combo. Hoo 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 hoo. Okay, guys, we're looking better than we have in the past few runs, at least, so we're learning. I can say that with confidence. We are learning. Okay, as long as I just keep my cool and stick to the plan, we can get this guy. We can get him. And I'm sorry I've not been checking chat. This is just really hectic. I promise I'll read all of your messages as soon as we're through here, for good or for ill. Watch there be like a phase 3 where we like vivisect it and then each half gets its own weapon and reanimates themselves. Okay, here we go! Yes! Come on now. Yes! Yes! Oh, it was one of the infested. Makes sense. Please tell me that's it. Please tell me that's it. That's not it. Yes! Yes! Oh, wonderful! Wonderful, guys. That's... I think I'm just going to finish my drink really quickly. There's like half a Diet Pepsi left in the bottle. I'm going to chug this, and I will be back with you momentarily. Well, thank you guys out in chat. You just witnessed the ascension from incredibly incompetent to, like, slightly incompetent in regards to my skill at this game. I feel like I've just climbed a mountain or something. That was really, really something. So, brief reflections. This is something I like to do after every, like, new boss or mini-boss fight. Just kind of provide my perspective on maybe the ideal strategy or things I noticed about the fight that were particularly cool. First off, Val had some great advice here. For anybody out there watching this like VOD who might be about to play this game themselves, if you're looking for tips, I'd say stop treating it like a Souls game and jump more, honestly. Most of its attacks seem to be low to the ground. It's a headless type deal. The second just has a bunch of like jabs that it can pull out of nowhere. That's the way. Stay away from him to bait out his attacks that can easily be punished, then go in. It makes for slow play, but it's pretty foolproof. Yeah, exactly. Val hit it on the head, as always. Just, always so thankful to have Val here. He's a great analyst and can point out a lot of things that perhaps in the heat of the moment I completely miss. Yeah, the second phase, is a more traditional FromSoft boss, in that it's big, and it's bulky, and it's loud, and it's actually intended to assail the player psychologically more than physically. Lots of bosses like that, like the Cleric Beast in Bloodborne, say the Taurus Demon in the first Dark Souls, are big, and their attacks kick up a lot of dust and things like that. And it's intended, I've seen several design commentaries that have stated as such, the, like, real intent and genius behind designing encounters like that, especially for, like, earlier mid-game, is that they're intended to frighten you, put you on the back foot, and ultimately render you incapable of playing your best or, like, keeping a cool head, so that you don't notice that the creature's moveset isn't that complex. There's not that much risk involved with staying close and dodging certain attacks, and that there are opportunities rife for punishment. And in the second phase, that proved to be exactly the case. Its moveset was extremely frightening and a bit difficult to decode at first after having gone through the first phase, but as it turned out, at least 4 of its attacks, the jumping dive that I suppose you could have jumped over, the 4-hit, like, little slithering thrust combo, the basic slithering slash, and even to a lesser extent the scream, can all be punished fairly safely without much fear of reprisal. The only real consistent danger for me in the second phase was the combo, which eventually I learned to see coming and back away from. Just getting in and wearing him down bit by bit was not just the safest way to go, I think it's kind of the only way to go if you want to be able to beat this boss reliably. Now, the first phase was actually, I would say, arguably much harder to manage than the second, simply because its moveset was extremely broad, and it was able to throw a lot of its attacks out without much in the way of telegraphing. And you could notice, for instance, after it would perform the upward cleave with the right hand that would bring it into the seated position, it would follow that up with either, like, 2 slams from the left hand and 1 with the right, or a couple more swipes that it would use to reset itself, so it could chain several of its moves together into different combos, situationally. And in the first phase, unlike the second, it literally never stopped attacking. So your only real hope was to maneuver yourself in such a way that you would be either at its back or when it was recumbent towards its head. So at the very least, you'll never be completely out of the range of possible harm, but that you will be minimizing the risk to yourself. So the first phase, much, much harder. Had those poison attacks that were quite difficult to dodge. When it, like, tries to go all Jordan and, like, slam dunk a massive, like, mound of feces on you, the only thing I found that might be effective there, besides putting some cover between you and the Guardian Ape, is dodging forward really quickly, or if you're at closer range, just running beneath it so that it can't, like, accurately target you. But I have to say, guys, despite the amount of frustration I was feeling, that was a great fight, and it's kind of emblematic in the exact opposite way that the folding screen monkeys were, because I adored them from a totally different reason, of why FromSoft is so great at boss design. They're able to make some really great puzzles and gimmick fights, like the folding screen monkeys of the entire Demon's Souls repertoire, but my god, these guys can also design a straight-up brawl in a way almost unlike no other. And Val says, Taurus Demon is huge and intimidating, but it's an incredible pushover. Nugget beat him in like 40 seconds by rinsing and repeating the plunge attack. Same here. Somehow she got back around him and up the ladder without him doing anything. Oh, and Val says the scream could be blocked by the magic umbrella, I bet you. The only thing is, to craft the umbrella, we need, like, the one last shinobi tool that's somewhere out in the world. I've not found it yet, but there's one I need to buy or find and then upgrade once in order to be able to purchase the magic umbrella. Oh yeah, one last thing I noticed in that fight, just so we can get all of my observations out of the way. In the first phase in particular, it looked like as I was wearing the ape down, it began to move faster and faster because, well, you would imagine, an animal in pain, it was becoming more and more agitated and desperate. And that's also when it started, like, just diving at me along the ground and doing those, like, ridiculous diving, like, suplexes from the air. And so I'd say in the first phase, there's some minor modifications to AI that emerge as you wear it down that actually make it easier than when it starts out, because it just uses that grab nonstop. Whew. And Val has another good point. He usually does, like, the fart attack, rather than the dung dunk, so sprint towards him and follow him out of the fart cloud. Yeah, and he almost always would follow up, like, the gas attack with the, like, dung boulder. It'd be, like, 1-2. So just staying close to him. Seeing as how I don't think the fart cloud on its own could poison me. I could be wrong about that, but it looks like it just raised your toxin buildup so that getting hit with the boulder of dung would actually, like, toxify you, without question. And yeah, Val breaks it down for us quite simply. The first phase is more animalistic, while the second is more relentlessly mindless. So, that was the hardest fight in the game so far, and good God, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It might not be a lot of fun for you guys out there watching this, like, VOD on YouTube later, because there's, like, 10 minutes of effective dead air, but, I can tell you, I've never had to focus so much for a video game since, well, probably the last FromSoft game. So, let's see what we have here. The guardian ape was defeated, though its roar can still be heard. Ain't that the truth? It's said that an infested body marks the undying. And this is the last shinobi tool. This is what we need to get the magic umbrella. Check this out. The slender finger of a young woman. Ugh. Found in the belly of the guardian ape, it is partially digested. There is a shinobi technique called the finger whistle that can drive beasts wild. The one who used it before clearly used it for this purpose, as is evidenced by the finger's open hole. So, like, we can stun, or frenzy wild animals like the wolves and monkeys, supposedly. Val says, I look forward to it in my playthrough. Yes, and I actually really look forward to watching you fight him on stream. I think you'll have a much better run than I did, if for no other reason that you were able to, like, watch and kind of analyze its mechanics. Lord. So, let's boost that attack power. Confront Memory Guardian Ape. I think just for this fight, that option should read Therapy Guardian Ape. They say that an infested body is the mark of the undying, but such a long life would surely be quite lonesome for even an ape. Perhaps the echoing roar of the Guardian Ape was in fact a solicitation of sorts, like it was begging for death or something. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's right, Val, we were going to go to the temple now. I think I got caught up exploring the snake dungeon, or the snake shrine. And while we're here, we can fit and upgrade our last shinobi tool. Oh, I said we could upgrade it. I lost all my money fighting the guardian ape, so I hope I've got enough in those pouches. Hey. Oh yeah, and you'll notice as we progress through the game, not only does the snowfall intensify here at the temple, but it also slowly progresses onward to night. And if I know FromSoft, good things happen at night. Here we go. Val, you were right. Good catch. Yeah, no, it's like Souls 3 and Bloodborne, where progression changes the world state, I think. I mean, I suppose we should do what he asks, since he's clearly in a ton of pain. Like, what do you think, chat? Should we keep him alive, or, like, allow him to, like, pass naturally? I mean, we've already gotten everything we need from him as far as, like, combat training or items, I think. I mean, I think at this point it would kind of be wise to bow to his wishes. Yeah, Val's got it right. He could use some rest. Okay, nothing in the offering box? Nice. So we'll go get our new tool, rest at the idol, and then help our friend on his way. Huh. Val says he may fight us. Yeah, he might, like, want to duel us to face, like, an honorable death or something. He does have a unique moveset, I know that much. No, this isn't the sculptor's old arm, because this is a woman's finger bone, apparently. Its sound will grab an enemy's attention and draw them to the whistle's location. Okay, so it's just like a standard, like a attraction item. By locking onto a target, this is really cool though, only the targeted enemy will hear the whistle, so I can, like, kite individual enemies out of a large group. The sound of the finger whistle enrages beasts, making them unable to distinguish friend from foe. So, say if there's a tough enemy with a guard dog or something, I could just use this on the dog to drive it berserk. Nice. We've got all prosthetic tools and got a trophy for it. Yeah, Val, that is super good, and we can upgrade it to get our umbrella. We need more money, but let's have a look at what this is. The Mountain Echo. Its sound will grab an enemy's attention. Taking a deep breath before performing a whistle allows for the sound to be delayed, so I can, like, draw them, move away, and then have the actual, like, lure go off. Oh, cool. And there's another upgrade for it, the Malcontent. Oh, dude, are you seeing this? So, if I use this with a special item we have to find called the Malcontent's Ring, I can use this to torment the undead. Like it'll stun them. Oh. Yes. Yet firecrackers for the undead. I've got to get this. It is time to, first off, no, we'll give him drinkies later. The stream's got maybe 10-15 minutes left, so I want to make some more progress before we have to sign off for today. But yeah, we've got more than enough money. Oh, dude, this is so awesome. You know, it's a shame Nugget couldn't be here today. I think she'd have been extremely amused by, my tribulations with the Guardian Ape. The big monkey boy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get one of the best friggin' upgrades in the game. Oh, I don't know if you saw this, Val, but we found this last stream. We can upgrade the firecrackers to essentially poison people and cause them to take more vitality and posture damage for a brief period of time after use. So, nice. Yeah, no, the quote-unquote occult upgrades seem to be the best. Oh, look at this, we've unlocked information for the final tier. Let's see what we can ultimately upgrade to. I'm curious. So we can have Lazulite Shuriken, like, tipped with Lapis Lazuli. Its piercing edge heavily damages vitality, and damages vitality and posture even if guarded. These blades do not slow down even after striking an enemy, meaning it can, like, penetrate and go through multiple enemies. My god. The Lazulite Sabimaru. Oh, Sabimaru produces, like, a poisonous mist with every swing. Cool. Lazulite Axe. That inflicts damage like it's just piercing damage on guarded enemies. And somehow it dispels illusions, like banishes phantasms and the like with every swing. Nice! And lastly, we've got one for the Flame Vent. The Sacred Flame. Damages even apparitions. Doesn't inflict burn. Interesting. Oh, and we unlock, like, a flamethrower functionality. A holy flamethrower. Oh, I love this. Well, we have got to get some Lapis Lazuli. So, real quick. Oh, check that out. Check that out. Not only is it going to be the key to forward progress down pretty much any avenue in the game that's currently available to us, it's my favorite color. So we're just extremely lucky today. Val, to use projection for the umbrella, as I understand it, I actually have to absorb several projectile attacks with it first. Then I can, like, release the energy from the umbrella by pressing R1. Okay. Sorry about this, brother. But here we go. There it is. We got the Hidden Tooth. False tooth loaded with a secret shinobi drug, blue in color, can be used repeatedly. Yeah, so this is like an infinite use bite down, like the little arsenic pills. I have a feeling that's going to be very situationally useful. So it's something. I mean, we got something for completing his quest line. It's better than what you got in, like, a lot of the original Souls series quest lines, so... Nice. Now then, guys, we are going to take a quick break. I think I might actually, extend the stream for maybe another 15 minutes or something, but give me about 3 minutes. I'm gonna go get a new drink, and I'll be right back. I want to see what's beyond this idol, so don't go anywhere. Alright, guys, we're back. Going to do just a bit more exploration before hanging it up for today. Whew. I am interested to see what awaits beyond this, idol. I know it can't just be like another route down to the hidden, forest. Because I'm pretty sure that Ashina Depths is the only way, to that area. And I'd be very, very surprised if it's just yet another path to the Ashina Depths. So something interesting has got to be back here. Any treasure carp over here? beautiful. Lotus of the Palace. A white lotus flower found blooming in the depths of the sunken valley where the fountainhead waters pool deeply. Right, this is one of the ingredients that we need to sever the ties of immortality. Nice. Oh, this is so sad. The flower's aroma attracts female apes, thus the guardian ape carefully tended to it so as to offer it to his bride. Well, that just rendered my victory much more hollow. Way to make me feel awful for, like, triumphing in a really intense battle, FromSoft. Wow. So, back to Ashina Depths again, I guess. Or wait, we should probably, tell the Diviner what we found. Just in case. Fel, I wish we could get, like, a really good Avatar game, actually. I remember... I didn't watch the show religiously when I was young or anything, but I quite liked it. And the closest thing to a halfway decent adaptation we've received for any other medium, mind you. We got, like, a pretty lackluster film. I think there might have been, like, a manga or something like that wasn't fantastic. But, like, Platinum Games made a halfway, like, passable brawler based on the Adventures of Korra. Oh great, he's got something for us. We need to go elsewhere. Oh, or not. Ui. Huh. So there'll be like a final component we need for the incense. So it sounds like we definitely will go to the Divine Realm, and probably either fight the dragon or complete some kind of trial in the game's, like, third act. Oh, I guess we just need to use the Mortal Blade. Huh. Beheading, oh my god. Well, it's great that they're attempting to introduce a bit more of a coherent plot in this game. I feel like bringing the action to a standstill with kind of these story bombs, like these 10-15 minute sections every so often, is not the best way to do that. I feel like they could have paced this just a little bit better. It's not terribly, like, offensive or anything like that, but... Okay, so... Huh. So, looks like we need to go behind the castle once again. Okay, so they just, like, transplanted a tree from heaven to the courtyard. Alright. I can only attribute that to it being a genetically modified tree. So it looks like we'll have to track down the trimming from the Everbloom as well. Val says, Ashina genetically modified Sakura tree. I mean, let's be real. The more we learn about this thing, it probably is. I mean, that's like probably the legitimate explanation for it, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think we're going to try to make a little bit more progress in the Hidden Forest. Maybe find one more idol, and that's where we'll call it for today. We've made quite a bit of progress. Got a few clips taken, and they're pretty good ones, if anybody wants to go check them out over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv /The Overanalyst. Plug. And we were able to take down just one, like, proper boss, but what a boss it was. Yes, Val is right. Hilarious clips. They actually are. FromSoft decided that I really needed to pay for my, like, lack of foresight today. So, I was just getting, oftentimes hilariously owned and or proven wrong about plot points I was speculating about seconds after I was bragging about how well I was doing in the game. This happened 3 or 4 times today. Val says that one boss was like 4 bosses mashed into one. It really was. And I feel like the rewards, at least, were, like, worth it. I mean, we were able to get, like, the super shield, which is all I really care about. Ouch. Finger whistle work on ghost doggos? I don't know. I think there's too many bandits around for it to be much use either way. Yeah, something is definitely going on with the inhabitant of that little hut. Let's go around here really quickly. I don't think we did last time. Oh! Really? Really now? Yeah, you're right. That probably is why we never went around there. I'm sure that happened to me before. Hold on. Controller just died. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Whew. That was close. That was close. I'll just take them out like this. Not perfect, but it'll work. There might be more, of course, but I'm just really interested to see what's up on that ledge. This ledge. No, that was perfect timing, I say. I don't think we ever went around here as I get shot off of the cliff face. I'm in the wrong neighborhood, yeah. Tell me about it. Oh, just some snap seeds, but... Oh, like, it's just an alternate path, to, like, the headless area. Yeah, that would have made a great clip. I don't know, can you clip things after the fact? Because I might actually go through and do so myself. And monkeys. I've killed your god. Don't test me. Yeah, just the game, like, continually trolling me. I do love it. I love that this has become a recurring thing. My favorite kind of comedy's always been unintentional comedy, so I am perfectly alright with providing some of it myself. Full set of pellets, nice. In fact, might go ahead and pop one of those right now, just to top us off. This is how we get around to the roof of that compound. Makes sense. Nothing frightening there whatsoever. It looks like that's a member of the memorial mob. Maybe we won't have to hang around the Japanese bayou much longer. Again, beautiful music, but... maybe we're supposed to work our way around and not actually enter at present. Oh no, there's a lower level. My bad. Yep, that's a boss. Oh my god, what are you? Looks like one of Seath's experiments from the first Dark Souls, or Seath himself. This is gonna be fun. Oh, that's right. Val keeps reminding me, this isn't weird at all, he's just genetically modified. They wanted to make a better flutist, and I think they did. The Mist Noble. Oh god, what are you? Oh. Oh no, what have I done? I've released the belated 420 celebration. Help! Oh. I think I just lifted the curse, you guys. Oh my god, look at it. Kind of gross, but so cool at the same time. I take that back, it looks less like Seath, and more like, one of Kaz's creations from the Bloodborne DLC. Oh, that's cool. Kind of wish there would have been a bit more to the fight, but that was really interesting. Oh yeah, Val just pointed out that the temple itself, or like the cabin, is dilapidated, and the whole forest is too. The place is ruined. Maybe we can get something from that monk closer to the entrance now, if he's still, like, alive? Yeah, no, none of this existed. This was all illusory. Except the Headless. I'm pretty sure the Headless is real. So already, keep in mind, guys, if for some reason you're watching these out of order, like VOD, this is, not all that far into this area. We've just kind of explored, really the entrance here before. And already I'm loving the theming. This seems to be based around illusions, not necessarily the undead, but just illusions, and I'm A-okay with that. So that was not the monk in question we were supposed to take down. Didn't think so, but worth checking before we move on, I think. Val says I could probably ruin this particular incarnation of the Headless. Yeah, I think I'm going to start the next stream by doing that, like by clearing both of them up and just seeing what we can do to that monk in the abandoned dungeon. Because I'd like to explore a bit more of that area, but we need access to the ground floor. More pellets. Well, there's the hidden village we were told about down here. And... oh, what? You? Phantom Nightjar's here? Okay. I mean, sure, why not? I mean, I take it there's going to be more illusionists. Maybe not necessarily that weak, but more of them throughout the entire area, so... I guess I shouldn't be surprised by anything. Maybe that carp we needed is somewhere around here? I mean, this seems like the place that, like, really messed up wildlife would congregate. Hey, it's a legitimate memorial mob member. Except no substitutes. Yeah, Val, you mentioned the Kapingas, which, that's really interesting. During our last stream, when you guys stopped by really quickly, which I'm very grateful to you for doing, by the way. Oh look, we have a gourd that buffs our resistance to terror. So we might want to save up for that. And we also have Dragon Spring Sake, and a couple treasure carp scales, so this guy's selling lots of good stuff. Going to check and see what this is down here, and then we will proceed on to the idol. Oh god, it's a lone shadow. It's a poisonous lone shadow. Ouch. Oh, he wouldn't even let me get up for some reason. Oh no, I'm not going out like this. We've got ways for dealing with you. There we go. Got him. Got some ore. Contact medicine, very nice. And a treasure carp scale, so it was actually well worth it, because those things are worth their weight in gold. We got him. We got him. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm actually going to bring the stream to a close. Well, we'll see what this is. Nothing, apparently. Looks like we found what's probably going to be my favorite area overall by the time we're done with the game, the horror-themed area. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close for today. As we reach the Mibu village and the next leg of our journey. I'd say right now we're probably just at or barely over halfway through the game overall, so there is still plenty left to experience, and I hope you guys will continue to stick around and hang with me as I explore this really wonderful world that FromSoft just created. A huge thank you to the fine folks, a couple of guys who stopped by and chat today. You guys are phenomenal, and as always, Valencolis is a phenomenal analyst who has contributed quite a lot to these streams, not just in terms of like input, but like little trivia regarding like some of the historical contexts for weapons and metallurgy, things like that, as they've come up throughout the stream. So special shout out to him. Go check out his channel. He's gotten started streaming recently. If you want something a little bit more high-end than my material, check him out over at twitch.tv/Valencolas. That's VALENCOLAS for fantastic streams, currently of Sekiro as well. Yeah, Val says one could say I'm an overanalyst. Yeah, really. I've kind of outgrown that name from, 5-6 years ago. But it is more applicable to Val's streams. He does phenomenal work here and on his own channel, so go check that out if you would. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for rocking with me, and we will see you next time. I think I will be back in a couple days. Maybe I'll even, come back tomorrow afternoon, because I'm really enjoying this game, and kind of want to just keep plowing through it. So I hope you guys can join me there. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Brady the Overanalyst to receive notifications for when or what I'm going to be streaming, roughly 24 hours in advance. Until next time, thank you all so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brady the Overanalyst, wishing you, in the old broadcast tradition, nothing but love, peace, and soul. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care, guys. Thanks for stopping by.